Best Irish music on irishradio.org with Jerry Byrne.
I'm Jerry Byrne, it's Irish Radio. Now, since the advent of COVID and all the rest of it, speaking to many of the great and the good of Irish entertainment, I've got a gentleman who has definitely served the apprenticeship and has been playing for many, many years, regarded as one of the leading musicians in Ireland, played with Mick Flavin for many, many years, and then out doing his own one-man shows up until, the lockdown and all the rest. I'm delighted to say hello to him from his home in County Cavan, Kevin Logue. Kevin, how are you?
Very good, Jerry. Good to talk to you.
Same as that, Kevin. Listen, you're quite a long time in music at this stage.
I suppose I am. In and out of it from I was probably 15 or 16.
Right.
And I'm 49 now, so I can't do the math down. I think you have to do that.
It's quite a while. Fair play. And listen, tell me this: how did you get into the music in the first place?
I suppose I grew up around music. Listening to music, country music was always played in our house as children and stuff like that. And guitar, I would have an uncle played guitar, so I would have seen him playing when I was a child. And my father, he played a few chords on the guitar as well, as a kind of hobby, and he showed me a few chords, and that was it. I got into playing, and that was it. So one thing led to another, and I'm not much wiser.
Right, fair play. Now you played with Mick Flavin for many, many years.
Yes, I was with Mick for I think it was 4 or 5 years, yeah. And then before I went full-time playing guitar with him, I used to do some concerts for him, come back to maybe 2001, I think.
Right.
A great experience, great man to work with. I really enjoyed that, you know.
Indeed, so yes, it will be. It was cracking stuff to go in, and he also Mick Flavin also actually had you up front. I mean, you used to do songs, and when you're with him on stage and all that sort of thing. It was it certainly gave a good variety and all the rest of it.
Oh yeah, he definitely did. And even before I would have went playing guitar with him, I used to open his concerts, and he used to do the concert tour. He used to do concerts maybe once or twice a year back some time ago. And I used to open the show, so I was only about 21, 22. So yeah, I owe a lot to Mick there in fairness. He did a lot of good things for me.
Indeed, yes, he did. And actually, long before actually you were ever went with them in the band, he actually had said about you to me. That's quite a while back. He said about this young lad. He's from County Cavan, and he's really a great talent and all the rest of it. And he certainly, he was putting your name out there wherever he could.
Yes, indeed he did. Indeed he did, and I really appreciate that. It was great to get a helping hand up with a man. When nobody knows you, it's good when somebody that is well known endorses you. It does no harm at all.
Indeed, certainly doesn't. But you over the more recent period, you were actually out doing your own one-man shows around Ireland.
Yes, well, in the last from January on, I was kind of back doing my own shows again, up until March, until the whole thing came to an unfortunate stop. I was kind of back doing my own thing again, and I was enjoying it again because it had been a while since I done anything on my own,
Yes, but it was easy enough probably to slot back in as such because you were well known before going to Mick, and then with the period with Mick, and then after it, and you would have been well known for over a wide area as well.
Yeah, well, I'd like to go as far as to say that probably the few years staying with Mick actually helped me coming back, because it was no harm to people maybe further afield knew who I was. So it was easier to get the foot in the door, so to say.
Indeed.
But anyway.
Yeah, but you were. I mean, up until it all came, as you said, to the grinding halt, you certainly were. You certainly were a busy lad up until that. From January.
Yeah, it was busy. Well, January never be too busy, I suppose. But it was just nice, I suppose. February, March is when things kind of start to get busy. I was starting to get busy. I had a good summer lined up for myself, but as I say, it wasn't to be, as I say.
Indeed, so yes, the same as sort of everybody. It all came to a crashing halt all of a sudden, and sort of that was it, and nothing any of us can do about it. What have you been doing, Kevin, since since the lockdown? Have you been doing any Facebook Live stuff or anything like that?
I didn't do any Facebook Live as such, but I did make a few videos and a few songs, just me and just with myself and the guitar, and I upload them on Facebook and on YouTube and stuff like that. But I didn't just do a live thing because I'm not blessed with having the best broadband around here.
Yes.
So it just I wouldn't be able to trust it that it would be that it would go out that way. But I did make videos because people requested that maybe I would do a live thing. And when I couldn't do the live thing, I said, well, listen, I looked at a few videos and there's something new there for people to look at and something for me to do.
Indeed, yes, something to try and keep sort of things fresh. But it is a problem. Yeah, it is a problem if if you haven't got strong internet. Indeed, it can cause all sorts of problems.
That's it. Yeah, I just didn't feel I was set up to do something like that, and plus I'm kind of fussy in what I do as well. So at least if I record a video, I feel I'm happy with it before I put it out.
Yes, I can understand that. Because it doesn't help. It doesn't help your cause if if you've got something going out whereby you cut off and things are not right. It sort of doesn't. It doesn't do your reputation any good.
Well, it probably doesn't, and I wouldn't have the patience if it's not going right, because you like to be whatever you put out. I may not always be, but I always try to be a bit tasty at what I try to put out.
Indeed, I can totally understand that and believe that. I believe, Kevin, you're a big fan of John Prine.
Yes, I grew up in John Prine from I was 9 years of age. My uncle introduced me to John Prine. I was only a child. He was introducing the family, should I say, and I was listening, and I just fell in love with his music. And the older I got, the more I got to appreciate how good he was and understand his lyrics and stuff. And sadly, we lost him in the middle of this whole thing.
Indeed, yes, very, very sad indeed. He really had an incredible talent, which was unique in so many ways.
Well, I think so. I think he was very unique. His own sound and his lyrics were just unbelievable. And plus, he always came across as a lovely, humble person. And I just it's sad to think that we lost in the middle of all this. And as I say, I have to admit, it did affect me because, as I say, I grew up on his music as a child,
Indeed, so it was. I'll have to say it was very. I think he passed away. Was it in early April?
I think it was the 7th of April. I think it was early April anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed it was. It was one of those sad ones to happen. Definitely one of the all-time greats, and he's left behind a huge catalogue of some brilliant material.
Unbelievable, and he was kind of, when I was growing up, you never heard too many people talking about John Prine. Doesn't matter who you mentioned, people didn't know him, but seemingly in the last few years he became to more notoriety. I mean, locally, probably in different parts, but I have to say, since he passed away, going by Facebook, everybody knew him and respected him, and his good to see that.
Indeed, yes. No, I think that the year, back in years, people didn't. It was mainly the people who used to always be mentioning about John Prine to me were mainly musicians and singers. But
That's right.
Then as time went on, more and more people used to be, started to talk about this guy John Prine. He writes some absolutely brilliant material and all this type of thing. And he certainly did. He did come to the fore. So, Kevin, tell me this.
I think "Speed of the Sun."
Yeah.
I was going to say, "The Speed of the Sun" Loneliness is a big song in Ireland for John Prine. I think it seems to be every pub band in Ireland sang "Speed of the Sun" Loneliness, or "Come Home Late to America," some people call it, but that's what it's called, "Speed of the Sun" Loneliness.
Yes.
So I guess that got more people listening to him,
I think so. Yes, that was the one huge song. So, Kevin, tell me this: what have you been doing, sort of filling your time since? Have you taken up gardening or cooking or painting or anything like that?
No, I haven't really. What did I do? I done lots of work around the house that had to be done, and listen, my wife's not listening, so I can get away with saying that. There's a lot of work not done yet.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I'm actually back. I'm back looking, driving a truck during the week as well.
Okay.
So, because we have to put food on the table somehow.
Well, fair play.
So I'm doing a few days of that, and I am working on different songs, new material as well, and just wondering where this is all going to end up. To be honest, it's just plodding along with the times it's in it.
Right. Well, at least there's one thing I have noticed. I've been talking to a lot of singers and entertainers. One that I have noticed is many of them have been doing, as you were saying, doing these things around the house which need to be done. Also, others have taken up, they painted every shed and everything around the house, within an inch of its life. Others have taken up gardening in a big way. Others have taken up cooking. And I reckon when all of this is over, you could do a tour around the houses of the singers and the musicians around Ireland, and you'd find the most exquisite selection of finely painted houses and gardens and the greatest food of a world class.
Well, if that's what you're expecting from me, please do give my house a miss.
It can't be that bad, Kevin. We take it. We won't have any judges, but I think it would be, because I've met so many. I mean, who really took up, gardening and this painting and doing things up around the house. It's astounding stuff. It really has. Yeah. It sounds great. I'll tell you.
Well, I suppose you do have to do something, because it is definitely unprecedented waters are in anyway. My time anyway, and. As I say, it's good to have something.
Kevin, do you miss being out on the road and miss playing and miss meeting the people?
I do indeed. I say it's something that I have been doing for a big part of my life, and to be honest, it was when the whole thing hit at the beginning. It was nice to have a few weekends off and to be here with the family. But after a month goes by or 2 months goes by, you'd be thinking, I do miss it. I do miss it's kind of what you've done, isn't it, really? And I'd rather be doing that than going driving a truck. But there you go.
Yes, needs do must is the thing, and the music is the bug, and then of course it's lovely to be out meeting the people.
It's lovely to meet the people, and like that was the whole thing offered, and it was nice to get to. It's lovely to do a gig and get talking to people afterwards, and people enjoy it, and you used to say it's amazing the people that you were meeting kind of every now and again, and their months have gone by where there's a lot of people you haven't met,
Indeed, that's the thing, but. It's something. All pandemics that have come and gone, and this one will go as well, and we'll get back into action once again. Kevin, listen, it's been lovely to catch up with you. It really has, and I wish you all.
And you too, Jerry.
wish you all the success in the world, and listen, I'm looking forward to seeing you in action as soon as it's safe to do so.
Well, please God, if they will pass as it will. I've no doubt it'll have its time too, and we'll get back to where we were. We left off